Hey guys, welcome along to this one. Okay, this is it, my review, Forza Motorsport. Okay, so it's a bit of a longish video. There's me thinking it'd only take, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to sort of cover everything, but as I've sort of compiled this video and got information and screenshots and everything else, other things have sort of come to light, which obviously I'll put in this video about some more so the graphics really, which I'm quite shocked at. But it would explain a lot how they've managed a 4K 60 on the Series X. So, but yeah, what I'll do is I'll sort of run through obviously my findings, issues, stuff I like, stuff I don't like, the usual. I will bookmark the video as well, so if any of you guys want to skip along. I'll also leave a link to a video that was released before this of a replay that I did side by side with the PC version and the Xbox version, just like I said, for you guys to see. But I have still shots in this video to sort of explain my findings as well. But yeah, anyway guys, I'll stop waffling on and let's get into the video. Okay guys, we'll start off with what I expected from the game, what I was hoping to see, what I didn't want to see, and stuff like that. Obviously coming from, as a lot of my subscribers know, I am a sort of sim enthusiast. Yes, I love playing all forms of racing games. I'm not just stuck on the whole sort of, it's got to be a sim, not a simcade or an arcade kind of thing, but obviously I expected a few things coming from ACC. Obviously it's a welcome relief that Forza Motorsport come out. Yes, we've been waiting a while. Obviously I got to a point with ACC, I was just getting a little bit bored. It was the same sort of repetitive, tedious sort of cars and tracks and everything else, and you can only do so much before, like I said, you start getting bored. So, but yeah, no, what I expected was a big game. Obviously big is in the point of the variety of cars. Obviously you're never going to get that in ACC. Tracks as well, obviously Forza does the track layouts, and then they'll do the reverse of the track. They'll do a sort of cut down version, sort of like a Brands Hatch, and then sort of the Brands Hatch Indy, which is good. Sort of adds to the sort of quota of tracks that are in the game. So yeah, which I think, to be fair, that they've done pretty well. Obviously, I wanted a better Forza with wheel support. Forza 7 for me I felt detached from the car, or whatever car I drove. I just didn't feel in total control, and that I believe was down to obviously the wheel, the characteristics, the feel, everything else. You know what I mean, like Horizon 5 again, another title that just didn't feel in total control. So then you just don't sort of put almost your heart and soul into it. You then just play it as a game, because you know it's not, yeah, it's well, like, yeah, total control, I suppose. There's no sort of beating around it. Yeah, that for me, that was a big thing as well. And yeah, I think they've done it as well. Obviously, like I said, I don't really want to sort of go into it a lot into this sort of intro part of the video. I just want to sort of get out what yeah, I mean, basically it'll come in the video anyway. I don't want to sort of spoil anything. Penalty system as well was a big thing. I know near the sort of end of life of Forza 7, they did introduce a better penalty system, which was good. It did help out a lot, but it was sort of end of life. Possibly they were just trying out for this new Forza, which isn't a bad thing to do, to be fair. So, and yeah, I think they've sort of pretty much sort of got that perfected as well. But yeah, that's sort of what I wanted to see, what I hope was coming to the game. But I'll go into what I found good. We'll start off with the graphics. To be 4K 60, having the free modes or settings for the graphics is a nice touch, so people can sort of play around. Obviously, people on PC like myself have the whole menu of settings and everything else that we can tweak and mess about with. Obviously on the Xbox you don't get that usually. It's usually sort of, well, possibly the 2 modes, but this title's got 3, which I find, yeah, not too bad. But on the flip side of that, like I said at the start of the video, while compiling the information for this video, this review, I did find something that sort of opened my eyes up a bit, and it would explain how they've managed to hit the 4K 60 on the Series X in performance mode. Now, I was going to sort of put a little segment into this video of a side-by-side with PC, an actual replay, because it's cross-platform, because I've got it on both platforms. Obviously, the replays I've saved will play on PC and play on the Xbox, and they'll be exactly the same replay, which is brilliant, because then you could do a side-by-side comparison at the same speed, at the same point on the track, and everything else that goes along with that. So I thought, okay, instead of putting that into this video, thinking this video is going to get a bit too long, I would make a separate video, which I've done, and I will leave a link below as stated to that video if anyone wants to see the full replay in its entirety. Now, I messed about with settings on PC because it's a lot more difficult than obviously the Xbox, because there's only 3 settings, to get it to a point where I was still hitting 60 frames per second, but it wasn't dipping, and it was at 4K. Now, I'll put in some screenshots or stills so you can clearly see what I saw. And as you can see by the stills, the PC version is on the right, and the Xbox version, the Series X, is on the left. Now, what I see is I'm not going to hit hard, I'm not going to, say like a blurry mess on the Xbox Series X, but I did have a search online, and basically it's to do with motion blur. Now, I hate motion blur. I turn it off in ACC, I turn it off in most games, I just don't like it at all. Now, what I managed to dig up was a lot of game creators will use motion blur to lessen the hardware, basically the stress on the hardware, i.e. you can disguise jaggier lines, so basically anti-aliasing isn't going to be as high. So I think also what I read was it's every not frame by frame, it's not every frame, it will be every other frame will have the motion blur. So when the actual replay goes, it actually doesn't look too bad, but as soon as you freeze the replay, it will freeze, obviously, yeah, and it's blurry. And as I said, I was shocked, as I said, you see from the stills, it didn't look as good. And like I said, I sort of thought about this, I commented originally, I think in one of my first streams, about the graphics just look a bit blurry. I'm not 100% convinced with it, and like I said, this is why on the PC I love, obviously, the crisp, or even a racing game in general, I love a crisp crisp picture, the quality of the car, the lines being smooth, and as you can see with the PC version, it's doing that, and that's at 60 frames per second. So I understand why they've done it, I do, so they can get the 4K 60, but yeah, they've sort of, I wouldn't say cheated is a bit of a harsh word, but they've managed workarounds. You know what I mean? The PC version that I was running maximum motion blur as well, and it was nowhere near as blurry as the Xbox version. But yeah, so that's the graphics. It's good. I mean, it is 4K 60 on Xbox, but if you look a little bit deeper, it's obviously not that great. But it's playable. I'm not gonna beat up on too much about it. ACC was absolutely terrible when it came out on the original Xbox One. So, but yeah, wheel support. A lot better than Forza Motorsport 7, Forza 7. A hell of a lot better. Still the whole menu, the whole list of settings, which you've got to try and work out exactly what they do, which I'm terrible at doing at the end of the day. On a point of that, I will put my wheel settings and base settings for the CSLDD at the end of this video as well. So, as I said, it is bookmarked. If you want to skip all this, you can, by all means. But yeah, wheel support, wheel settings and everything else, once you get it right, once you get them tailored to your needs, the wheel support and settings are really good. The feel in game, you feel a lot more attached to the car, not detached. as I stated before with Forza 7. So no, over the moon with that, to be fair, really am. Online system, penalties. It's good to a point. It is, they have, what would be the words, sorted it out, perfected it, probably the best explanation. I think it is different to Forza 7. At the end of life of Forza 7, I think it is different. Maybe they've got sort of the AI running it in the background and everything else, because everything else is AI nowadays. But yeah, it works, but to a point. But as I said, we will go over this in my sort of findings, what I found not so good, and issues in the game. But yeah, it works to a point, so we'll just leave it at that. Variety of cars and tracks, yeah, just a no-brainer. You're always going to get quite a few cars in a Forza game, and tracks as well. Obviously, there's not a great variety, and a lot of them are, like I said, reverse tracks, as they count as another track. Sort of the indie style tracks, the shorter tracks, as they count as another track. But I mean, looking forward, they probably will bring more tracks and cars anyway, so which is a good thing. Okay, let's get on to what I found not so good. Okay, the big elephant in the room, and a lot of content creators that I've seen reviews have covered this, and I'm in the same boat at the end of the day. The car leveling system. So I don't agree with it. I certainly don't agree with leveling a car to unlock the points of modifications that you can add to the car. Then obviously the tuning aspect as well, because it goes hand in hand. The more you unlock on the car, the more that you put on the car, the more you can tune the car in depth. And yeah, I just don't agree with it. It's like, as you can see with the video, if you buy a specific car, if you've got a specific car, you get that specific car to level 50, you max it out, great. If you then go and buy another one of them cars, exactly the same car, that car's on level 1. I don't understand the reasoning why you painstakingly get one variety of car, one certain specific car up to level 50, and then you have the same car, because obviously you win cars and everything else, like Forza 7 you would, and you'd have duplicate cars, or maybe 3 cars or 4 of the same car. They're on level 1, so you've got to painstakingly go through and level it to 50 again. It baffles me at the end of the day. And then when you do a career mode, you start off in a completely bog standard car, or a bog standard car as in level, so you can't do much to it, and then over time you have to painstakingly level it. You obviously earn the credits or whatever it is to then put the modifications on and everything else. I just think they need to revert back to Forza 7, where it's just level will unlock stuff, not actual specific car level. And like I says, you can duplicate your car, and you can just then, you don't have to worry about leveling that individual car again. You can just slap on all your modifications that you've got and everything else. So it baffles me at the end of the day. I'm sort of scratching my head on the whole car leveling thing. But yeah, as I said, I don't find that good at all. Proximity arrows, I'm struggling. I really am. I just cannot, maybe because I'm used to ACC with the radar, which I find really, really good. You know exactly how far somebody is beside you, behind you. It just works. I don't like these proximity arrows. I cannot for the life of me tell where people are. They could be, as from the video that's showing now, they could be 5 car lengths behind me, and you've got this proximity arrow. Yes, it's not in yellow, but it's bouncing around, and you're thinking, are they actually that close? Where are they? Are they beside me? Are they? And yeah, I've had to sort of map on my wheel with the little joystick on my wheel to go for a camera left, camera right, and a rear, so I can actually see at whatever point in time straight away where a car is, because I cannot tell, like I said, for the life of me, with them proximity arrows. Definitely not a very good system. They need a radar system like ACC for sure. I think that would clear a lot of it up. But yeah, I'm struggling. You know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see what you guys in the chat, whether you struggle with them as well, or it's just me. I don't know, but yeah, I don't like them at all. Okay, so onto the penalty system now. As you can see from this replay, I tested this, and this is what I mean about hit and miss. So I tested basically hitting someone up the back, and certain points you get a penalty. You could then hit someone up the backside, say if you missed your breaking point, you wouldn't get a penalty, which is, I suppose in a way is deemed sort of okay because you sort of missed your penalty point, you didn't do it on purpose. But I believe the AI or whatever they've used doesn't see it like that. I just think, again, as I said, it's hit and miss. It's you could hit somebody up from behind intentionally and it won't give you a penalty, which I've tried, and that, yeah, it works like that. Also as well, cutting a track, again in this replay, I cut a massive part of this track, not say full boot, not with my foot completely to the floor, just completely cutting the grass. I made it that it was like I'd missed my breaking point, I'd missed my corner, and then just sort of went straight on, but easily went over the grass and rejoined on the track, and must have made, I don't know, between 3 and 5 places over the AI, and on certain points it wouldn't give me a penalty. I think it gave me a penalty once. I tried it maybe 2 or 3 times. So that's, as I said, an issue. It is hit and miss. When it works, it's great, I'll be honest. When it doesn't work, then yeah, it can be a bit frustrating, let's just put it that way. Replays. Now, this isn't really, well, it is from my perspective. I don't like, as you see with the video running as well, there's so many different camera angles on a replay, and then inside that sort of camera angle there's multiple positions again. Their sort of main replay camera that sort of pans around and different sort of action shots throughout the lap isn't too bad, but I prefer ACC's. I think ACC's gets a lot more sort of action shots. They look a lot better. There's points with the replays in ACC that it then sort of blurs out part of the track to give that sort of better depth and everything else. Forza doesn't seem to do that. I don't know. It just doesn't, for me, it doesn't appeal to me. As a content creator, I like to get a thumbnail for my videos or my streams. So I do obviously go into replay footage. I have to stop or pause the replay, get the photo done and everything else. I just can't seem to navigate the photo part of it that easy. As I said, all the angles are just, there's too many. When I was making it, as I said, points for this video or sections for the video, as you can see the replay video, it's on screen now. I thought, well, why couldn't they get all these angles that they've got? And they have got a lot of angles, a ton of angles. Why couldn't they just have the replay footage and just have it automatically doing these certain angles at certain points and making it an absolute really like treat to watch a replay? I think that would really look good. I know obviously Forza, especially Forza 7, a lot of people like taking photos and replays and everything else and then uploading them to like the storefront and bits and pieces. So I don't find the replay system that good. I certainly don't find it easy to navigate around either, and especially taking photos. So yeah, not the best for me, to be fair. I prefer ACCs, especially on PC, because you could do more on PC, on ACC, not on Xbox anymore, which is unfortunate. But yeah, replay's not very good for me, to be fair. Okay, right, game issues I found. These are the game issues I found. Obviously, I've got to level 50. This is why I'm making a review. I feel like I've done a good few hours instead of just doing, say, 5 hours in it or 3 hours in it or half a day or a day. I decided that I wanted to get to level 50. I wanted to do a good few hours before I could give my insight into it. So yeah, game issues. Online replays not saving, and now this is PC version and Xbox version. They'll save offline, they'll save in career mode, they will not save on or save properly online. What they do is they'll save the replay, you'll replay the replay, and the cars will just be sitting on the grid and they won't go anywhere. Now, we have had a look on my stream with the video playing. Like, you can have a bit of fun. You can rewind the video and the cars go up in the air and mess about and everything else, which is fun to a point. But yeah, a bit annoying, and I hope they sort it out soon, because especially when you have some really good online races, or you have some races where you're getting a bit bumped around, or you want to see if it was your fault that you come together with a car beside you or whatnot. You can't do that, and it is annoying. There's a couple of times where, say, I've lost it on a curb, the car's just let go on a curb. I wanted to see on a replay exactly what was going on, and I can't. So yeah, replays need to sort it out. Dashboard goes blank, not showing the car. Another point, this used to work, I think, looking back at my original live stream when I first got the game. Now it doesn't. As you can see, again, it's blank. You've got the menu section on the left, and the rest of the screen's like blank. But in that menu section, you can see something. It's strange, and it does this for me on Xbox version and PC. So yeah, I have no clue what's going on. If you leave it running, it'll go into the automatic where it pans around the car that you're in, basically, or that you've got in the garage. But yeah, as soon as you start messing about, the screen goes grey. So it's, yeah, very, very, very strange, to be fair. So yeah, another point. Again, we done this when I was doing a live stream. I'd come back into my garage to pick a car, and a couple of the actual cars were just grey boxes, even though it showed the PI as again the replay showing here. It was, yeah, the boxes were grey, which is quite strange. Now I did click on them, and it went to sort of load the car, but then it dashboarded me, which was quite strange. Yeah, but I've only had that once, so, but it's obviously an issue. It's in the game, so yeah, it needs rectified. So, but yeah, they're really my issues I've found. I know there's probably more issues that people are having. If any of you guys in the description box below want to put down what issues you found, I'd be interested to read what other little glitches or issues with the game. But to be fair though, it's not as bad as ACC when that went to next gen. That was like riddled with issues. So yeah, on a sort of good note, there's only a few issues that I found, and they're not game breaking. At the end of the day, you can still play the game, you can still race on and offline. So yeah, nothing major. So right, what would I like to see going forward? Car level system changed, obviously that's a big one. That's a no-brainer. Reverted back to the old Forza. I think that work. Whether they'll do it, I don't know. Hopefully they will. I mean, we'll have to see. I think if enough people maybe kick off about it, it could happen, and I definitely want to see it at the end of the day. Obviously, the little one, the bug fixes that I've found in game, and what other people have found, as I said, they're not game breaking. I think us as Xbox users that play ACC got so used to a bugged, glitched, working game with ACC that we're sort of not as bad now. We're not as picky, I wouldn't have thought. We just want to see a working game, or a game that you can actually race around a track, which you can with Forza Motorsport, even though it has its little glitches and bugs. But like I said, I dare say they'll sort them out, and hopefully, yeah, quite quickly. Obviously, more cars, more tracks. That's a no-brainer. The Nordschleife, I'd love to see the Nordschleife. Yeah, they've got enough tracks that they can bring to the game. The amount of tracks that were in Forza 7, they could bring that to Forza Motorsport, and then obviously the cars as well will be a really good sign. Obviously, I know the game's in its infancy; it's just come out, so there will probably be the DLCs, the track packs, the car packs that will come out in the future. So yeah, great. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Right, my conclusion really. My final thoughts coming from ACC to this game. In a nutshell, it is a simcade. There's no two ways about it. It's not going to rival ACC for the actual sort of racing, the whole feel, being a simulator. As I said, this isn't a simulator, this is a simcade. Like I said, I don't mind it. I know there is reviewers out there that are sort of solely sim orientated, that they're sim people through and through, and they don't like Forza. But like I said, I'm not one of them. I'll give it anything a go. And yeah, if it plays well, if I can control the car, and it's got a variety of cars and tracks, I'm pretty much in my element. I'm happy. Yeah, it makes no difference. Even though, yeah, coming from ACC, it is a different change. It's more, I mean, again, I've seen people talk, reviewers and everything else, about, is it like ACC, is it as good as ACC? It won't come on par with ACC, it won't come close to ACC. It could possibly learn a few tricks, tips and tricks from ACC for sure, the radar and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always going to be a simcade, so really you need to sort of put it, is it as good as Gran Turismo 7 and titles like that? Now, I believe it is. It drives different. I'm not going to, lie to you and say, yeah, it's like GT7, it drives like GT7. It doesn't. GT7 definitely drives different. You're trail braking a lot more in GT7 to get it round the corners. You don't actually do that in Forza Motorsport. I'm finding you can just sort of almost yank the steering wheel in and get the car sort of pointed in. It's completely different sort of, yeah, dynamic and driving style you have to take for Forza Motorsport compared to Gran Turismo 7 or yeah, ACC. But like I says, I still like it. It's a decent game. If anyone that is watching this review that hasn't actually played it yet, get on it. If you enjoy cars, enjoy sort of motorsport, I can't sing its praises enough from the point of it's a very playable game. It's an enjoyable game. The online's enjoyable. Obviously, I know it's been opened up to the to everyone else now, being on Game Pass. I seen that yesterday evening when I had a few races online, when you were seeing cars go around the track the wrong way. It's like, yep, it's opened up to everyone else. You just know everyone else is playing it now. But I did find it funny, and yeah, with the system that they've got in the game, it was fine because the cars were ghosted, so they couldn't do any damage to you anyway, which is, yeah, a welcome relief. But as I said, I if anyone hasn't played it, my sort of advice is if you haven't played it yet, play it. It is free on Game Pass now, so it is well worth a go. It is a good fun game, or simcade. And yeah, it's a step up from Forza 7, definitely. Yes, there's a few little issues as we've covered in this review video, a few things I'd love to see put into the game, but again, it's in its infancy. They can only get better from here. They can only implement more stuff from here. So yeah, hopefully in 6 months to a year's time, it's at a better point, and possibly I'll do a review again if they do keep implementing updates and bug fixes and perfecting the game. Which is, yeah, I think will be a great thing, and I think they can definitely improve it, even though it's a very playable and a fun, good simcade title. So, but yeah, I'll stop waffling on. At the end of the video, as I've stated before, I will put my wheel settings for you guys. I was going to try other people's wheel settings. I did state before making this review video on one of my live streams, but to be honest with you, I haven't had time, and I'm happy with my wheel settings. It could be that I've got used to them, so I've adapted and tailored myself to them, but I don't find any issues with them at all. So what I'll do is, I said at the end of the video, I will flash up my wheelbase settings through Fanalab. I'll also flash up my wheel settings in game. Now, the only difference with the wheel settings in game from PC to Xbox is, I think it's a vibration scale is about 20 on the PC, whereas Xbox is cranked right up for some reason. I tried to have it at the same on PC as Xbox, but I was getting a funny vibration through the wheel, especially when I turned it. It just felt unnatural, so I had to put that right down. Now, my feelings on this are, again, as I've stated a lot, I think that running a wheel and pedals through a PC, you're getting information either quicker, or you're getting the information better. It's getting transferred better from whatever you're playing to your actual wheelbase and pedals, whereas Xbox, maybe it isn't. It's just not as informative. I don't know, but it just, yeah, it felt strange. But as I said, so that's the only difference with my wheel settings. Base settings are exactly the same on PC and Xbox, but yeah, the wheel settings from Xbox to PC, the only difference is PC vibration scale will be down to 20. I mean, it might even be down to 20 now on Xbox, but I don't think it is. But yeah, you don't feel it on Xbox. But yeah, anyway, guys, I really hope you found this informative. I've enjoyed getting the clips for my review. I've enjoyed playing the game. Obviously, definitely about the graphics, seeing why it's so blurry, and now obviously finding out why. But as I said, I'm not going to bash the game. This isn't about bashing the game. In all honesty, my conclusion is it's a very playable Simcade. I'm enjoying it. A lot of people are enjoying it that I spoke to. The online's pretty good. It could be perfected a little bit more. But as I said, going forward, I'll be playing it. Going forward, I hope there's people that are going to organise their own races and leagues and championships and everything else, because I'll definitely be into that. So yeah, if that doesn't sing my sort of praises, nothing will. But yeah, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a cheeky like, leave a subscribe as well, or subscribe if you haven't, and like I said, leave a comment in the comment box down below what issues you found, what you're liking about the game, what you're not liking about the game, what you want to see going forward. I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to go, and as always, I will catch you on the next live stream.